Anyway, what this panel is we call it the Dirty Secrets panel. These are the things that I wish some pro had told me when I was starting out. Topics that we had to figure out on our own by making a lot of mistakes and not doing it right. So this is one of the few times when we actually can say we are giving you the shortcut of things not to do so that you don't waste a lot of time and you can get moving right along in your writing careers. So we'll cover some topics, and a lot of the other topics will be covered through the whole rest of the weekend. So, Rebecca?
To start off with, one of the dirty secrets, you might think that writing is an art form. It is, but what it really is, for all of you sitting there, is it's a business. It's not just art, it's a business. And your business is your business. It's not somebody else's business, and you need to take care of it.
Okay, this is one of the most important things. We're going to say this over and over again. In fact, we're going to say this all weekend long. Every time we come up with something else, we're going to say this is the most important thing. This is very important for new authors and authors just breaking in to understand and to learn and to take to heart. Once you actually start publishing something, once you've published a story or a novel or something like that, don't quit your day job. I have actually met somebody who wanted to be a writer, worked at being a writer, spent years submitting stories to magazines and getting rejection slips, and sold one short story to a science fiction magazine for $220 and promptly quit his $60,000 a year day job that had full benefits and vacation and medical care because he had now sold a short story so he could become a professional author. That wasn't smart. Don't quit your day job until you have all your bases covered. I honestly had 7 New York Times best-selling novels before I completely quit my day job.
And his wife stayed working her day job.
And what a wonderful woman she is, too. There's a thing, Eric talked in his first lecture about the economics of publishing, but there's also a very profound thing about the economics of being a writer. Publishers don't pay all that much. Don't look at, like, Stephen King gigantic advances and stuff. If you're a first novelist and you sell your first novel, as Eric said before, you're going to lose money for the publisher, but it's also not going to make a whole lot of money for you. The average first novel will sell for something like $5,000, and you might work a year at it, 2 years at it. I don't know what the cost of living here in Pasadena is, but I would suspect that $5,000 for a year or two is probably not enough to maintain a good lifestyle. But the biggest problem, if you're going to be a writer and you are selling things, this is not how to break in and sell your first story. Say you've sold your first novel, and then you get another contract for like a 3-book contract, and then you sell some other short stories, and you sell some articles. It's not really so much about how much money you made at the end of the year. It's about the cash flow. Because if you sell a contract for a book, say it's for $10,000, you sell your book for $10,000, you don't get that $10,000. That $10,000 is broken up into 2, maybe 3 payments staggered over the course of maybe 2 years. You get a piece of the money when you sign the contract, which could well show up 6 to 7 months after the publisher says, I want to buy your book. You get a piece of the money when you turn in the manuscript, which could take you who knows how much longer after that. And honestly, the money doesn't come in when you turn in the manuscript. It comes in when it's called delivered and accepted. And if the publisher is having cash flow problems, that means they will just not
They will wait to accept it until their cash flow is okay.
They will find that, oh, wait, we want you to add a comma on page 463, so please resubmit the manuscript. And then it takes them several more months to go through it. You get another piece of the money when the book is actually published, which you don't have any control over. It could be 2 years down the road. So the phone call that got you very excited, that made you run up and down the halls, that made you call all of your relatives and all of your friends and say, I just sold my book for $10,000. Well, don't go to the mailbox to pick up your $10,000 check. That stuff is going to take a long time, which is why, as I said, I had 7 New York Times best-selling novels before I quit my day job entirely. I was working as a technical writer for a research lab up in the San Francisco.